Okay.
Hey everyone. I think we're going to start this by saying
Marilyn Monroe's nipples.
That's all you need to know about this movie.
Yep. By the way, we are recording this on the webcam on my computer because he forgot his camcorder. So if the quality is less than the other videos, that's why. But hopefully you can enjoy our opinion anyway.
Hopefully it'll be less data too. It's easier to stream given how retarded
yeah, it is. But the movie we watched this time is Some Like It Hot from 1959 with Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon. And I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. He had seen this movie a long time ago.
11 years.
And I haven't
And he had never seen it. Shock of all shocks.
Shock of all shocks. I haven't seen a movie that we've seen.
I know, right?
So I was like, nope, it's got to be. I talked about doing. Actually, I'm gonna tilt that up a little bit because the table's in the way. It's annoying me. Okay.
Did you say Marilyn Monroe nipples again?
Marilyn Monroe's nipples. Just,
Marilyn Monroe.
If that's not a reason to watch this movie,
Then I
you
know what it is.
you don't deserve to call yourself,
A movie buff or
a human being.
a human.
Even
being.
if you're a woman, you should enjoy Marilyn Monroe's nipples.
She had the courage to do every scene without a bra.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh
We'll go
god.
with that.
Sure.
So, right off the bat, what did you think?
It was all right. I mean, I understand that it is like one of the first. Well, maybe not the first, but one of the, I guess, quintessential gender swap
Yeah, it
movies.
is.
But I mean, I've already seen it so. I've seen it so played out. I'm actually kind of annoyed with it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed predictable. Well, yeah, pretty predictable.
Predictable, but only because of the knowledge that you have now. It's like if you watch a William Shakespeare romantic comedy. Like
Yeah.
we've seen that formula done so much to death that it's like, oh well, obviously it's going to be that.
Yeah, but then
And even if you go back and watch the original, you're still going to be bored.
Yeah.
Just
But
because
then-
of that.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the 12th Night.
You never seen a version of
I don't
Twilight?
think so.
I haven't.
That's one of the few I haven't seen.
Much Ado About Nothing.
I've seen that one. I've seen As You Like It.
Yeah.
A Midsummer Night's Dream isn't really a romantic comedy, is it?
Yes, it is
It
definitely
is?
a romantic
Oh,
comedy
okay.
because everyone gets married at the end.
Well, yeah.
Then again, that's kind of what comedy
It's
was.
just, it's a
during
weird
the day.
story.
What's ridiculous when you think about the history of comedy is, from its roots, the word comedy refers to a storyline that ends with a happy end in this case.
And
it
a
means everyone gets married.
tragedy is a depressing end.
A tragedy is either a depressing end or otherwise a story where people die. So if you look at Shakespeare's work, for instance, his tragedies are pretty clearly tragedies. So Romeo and Juliet. It is not a romance. Never make that mistake. It is not a romance. It's about a couple of teenagers whose parents don't watch them correctly.
Well, it's a really crappy
and they get
romance.
both of their families killed.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's about blood feud. Now, if you're talking about, say, Julius Caesar, historical drama, still, tragedy. Everyone dies.
That's actually.
Especially your protagonist.
I've actually seen a movie of Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Julius Caesar.
Either of the Cleopatra movies were based on the Julius Caesar play.
Anyway, so the plot of this movie is essentially we begin the film. This is set in Prohibition era Chicago. Well, it starts in
1929.
Chicago, 1929, and we have two musicians who are named Jerry and Joe, who are playing music in a speakeasy, which is a place that served illegal alcohol in the 20s when it was illegal. I said that.
The redundant Department of Redundancy brings you this message.
Redundant video is redundant. And the place gets raided, and so they're out of the job, basically, because they can't play there anymore. And so they're going to their agent's office to see if there's any work anywhere. There's not. The only job that they can find for a bass player and a saxophone player, which is what they are, is for a girls' band. So obviously they can't do that, seemingly. But they do manage to get another job, which is like out of town. So they're going to this garage to pick up this car, and through coincidence, it's also where some mob guys are hiding out. And
It's where some mob guys are doing some mobby stuff. And
they're playing, poker and smoking cigars and all that great stuff. And while Jerry and Joe are getting their car, some other mob guys from a rival mob come up and massacre them. It's based on historical fact, the Valentine's Day massacre. That was a real thing that happened. They just decided to put these two main characters
kind of in the periphery of the event.
Yeah.
They almost get killed, and then they have to run away. So they end up joining the girl band.
Exactly. So for witness protection reasons, they decide to dress in drag and join this girls' band. And there we meet Marilyn Monroe, who is also part of this girls' band. And they
Against levels of adorable.
She is so great.
I've never seen Zach crush harder on someone who's dead. What's your thing for the crazy chicks?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, this is not symmetrical. Drive me crazy. Sorry.
Okay, well, Steven had an OCD moment.
I'm an artist. I'm a filmmaker. It's right.
I don't think. Okay, symmetry is kind of a thing for everyone.
Yeah.
Artists just decide to make a deal out of it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying much because I do music and writing. But
yeah. It was driving me crazy. Anyway, you were saying?
But I seriously don't know. I guess crazy chicks just add a little flavor to your life. Spice things up a bit.
Yeah, life is boring.
Steam up your glasses.
Yeah.
You need some Coke bottle lenses. You might attract a...
God damn.
Hey, they're probably popular again.
Yeah. No, you just have to be a hipster about it. You're going to wear it with a scarf, maybe a top hat.
Ascot.
But then I'll be everything I hate.
No, not an ascot. Ascots are still out. That's
but you'd be getting laid, so...
Hey, you'd be getting laid. You just have to be really apathetic about all of it.
Mm.
You know, you just like keep this in the movie. Dude finally getting laid by Marilyn Monroe, pretending like he's not.
There's no downside here.
There's no downside to any of this, except that he's breaking and entering someone's yacht. But glasses steaming up, and the dude is pretending like it's not arousing him. Pretty much, and it's just like.
Well, we'll get to that. Anyway,
yeah.
So where did it leave off? So they're going down to Florida because that's where this girls' band is playing. They're playing at this hotel in Florida. And so Tony Curtis's character decides to have a sort of crush on Marilyn Monroe's character. Sugar Cane, isn't that cute? It's like a stripper name.
Well... Given how many times we see Marilyn's clothing through the movie, that's not too far a stretch.
No, it's not. So when they get to Florida, while they're also being in drag and doing this sort of double life kind of thing, Tony Curtis also decides to steal some other guy's clothes and dress him as a millionaire so that he can seduce this woman. And it's not hard because she's childlike in this movie.
Naive.
Because apparently in the late 50s, childlike and naive old slut.
Jeez, I mean, god damn.
I mean, I think I get it, but it's like, it's almost creepy in the same way that Lolita was creepy.
I haven't seen that. I need to.
Well, both the book and the movie. To be fair, the point of Lolita is that, this obsession was creepy. It wasn't promoted.
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
It's like it's supposed to be creepy. It's supposed to send bad vibes. And unfortunately, like every time I watch a movie from the 40s, 50s, or 60s where you have a similarly ditzy feminine character who's a love interest, I get the same kind of... It's really weird doing that.
It was
seeing myself on camera. But yeah, I get that same feeling from it.
But yeah, I can't think of too many actresses like Marilyn Monroe who were out. I mean,
At that
Bridget
time,
Bardot.
yeah, it's like,
Uh,
but it's more of the character more than
Yeah.
anything else. Because that character did become popular because of Marilyn Monroe's portrayals in movies like It Hot.
The 7-Year Itch is another one by
Yeah.
Billy Wilder. By the way, that's the director of this movie, director and writer Billy Wilder, and I love him to death. I love all his movies.
Such cheesy dialogue. I mean, don't get me
It's
wrong.
great dialogue.
It is
though.
great dialogue. It's super cheesy now.
I learned so much about writing from watching his movies. We're gonna do The Apartment eventually.
God.
And that one actually has an actress that I like better than Marilyn Monroe, and that's Shirley MacLaine, who is she's basically Melissa Fulton. That's
Yeah, that's kind of where that comes from.
Okay.
just sweet pixie kind of
Yes, the TV turns itself off.
I didn't know if it was the TV turning itself off. I thought the TV was about to do something else.
Oh, I was wondering if it was my computer. I was thinking
No.
it wasn't the
Screen
battery.
or some shit.
Yeah, the TV turns itself off.
Something's happening off screen, so I'm sorry if you.
Yeah, you looked like you had the baby.
Deer in the headlights.
When a baby gets
Oh,
surprised,
yeah.
they all do this.
There's
There's a guy in a
there's
wheelchair
a
who does
scene
it in
in
this
this
movie.
where it's like, okay, they're running. We haven't gotten to this yet, but they're running away from the mobsters because, real quick, the mobsters who shot the other mobsters who saw them in the garage, who are going to come and kill them because they're witnesses, show up and are chasing after them, and they're running away from them. And there's this one shot of this old man in a wheelchair. They're like, pull him out of the wheelchair from the elevator. He's like, nah.
Yeah, actually, we can all probably do it at once in unison. Remember, we gotta go right to left. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Freaking dude in wheelchair with sunglasses on.
He's got like the
And they basically spin him out of their way so that they can get into the elevator.
There's so many little jokes in this movie
Yeah.
that you actually have to watch really closely to get.
Yeah, the visual jokes.
Which, of course, when you're talking about a film like this, one thing I can say that I've always been impressed by when I watch older films is the level of skill required in the actors to actually convey different points. Emotions specifically. You get a lot of micro expressions on the actors' faces.
Mm-hmm.
And I should say the majority of lead actors had that going for them. Modern actors, you might see it every once in a while. Peter Capaldi, who plays the most recent Doctor for Doctor Who.
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
He's also an older actor.
Yeah.
So
He's been doing it since
it's the same thing with Christopher Lee.
probably almost this movie was made, right?
Oh, yeah. He's actually, yeah. That's about how long McKellen's been acting. I think he's actually been acting longer.
I know I saw him in a version of not Hamlet, but Macbeth
Yes.
in like 1971. So
So he's been acting for a long time. Him and Christopher Lee have both been acting for God knows how long. George Takei, it's like, even on Star Trek, which was the cheesiest show ever made, Mr. Sulu, Uncle George, did an amazing job.
Yeah.
It's like he was a very good actor, very adept. Even William Shatner, in spite of all his goofiness, is an amazing actor in terms of his ability to convey emotion through microexpression. And it's unfortunate we don't see that as much in modern film. Instead, we have folks like Kristen Stewart.
Well, we've gotten through that kind of. There was this thing that happened like in the 60s and 70s where it's like less is more, less is more, less is more. Take it out, take it out.
Yeah.
And that works okay if you have a director who knows how to direct in that way. Like David Fincher can do that.
Yeah.
But some people, it's like, we don't want any emotion from you, so there's no emotion on screen.
What ends up happening is everyone wants their actors to act like they're in a noir film, even if it's a romantic comedy, so everyone's face is this.
Yeah.
At all times.
All
So-
serious.
So
all the
anyway,
time.
that's why I kind of get pissed off a little bit when people say, "Oh, old movies have such cheesy acting." It's like,
I want to die.
I guess there are some, but
When you can see more micro expressions on the face of an animated character from Japan, something's wrong. Just saying, folks.
So anyway, with the plot, they're in Florida, and the mob shows up to come and kill them. And Tony Curtis is in love with Marilyn Monroe, and he takes her out to a yacht. And it is implied that they have steaming hot sex. We don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that they not only had sex on the boat, but I'm pretty sure that all of them had sex in the hotel at some point too.
Yeah.
But that wasn't filmed.
Okay,
Any of it.
just to let you know, this is probably the movie with the most sexual references I've ever seen in my entire life that aren't, explicit. It's not like American Pie or something where it's just cheap.
Real
Yeah,
innuendo.
you don't see sex on screen. Well, you do, but they're always behind closed
Well, they're always covered, but
not well.
The most sexual innuendos.
Oh yes,
exactly.
A lot
yes.
of innuendo.
I mean, my God, it's like every
30
every
seconds or
30
so.
seconds is a joke about a bulge or
Yeah, and it's not obscene. It's actually really
no, because it had to get past the censors. In a way,
Oh, yeah.
we talk about things like, how a lot of children's and family films nowadays are actually more clever than a lot of grown-up films nowadays because they have to disguise it in order to get past the rating systems and for parents to take their kids to see it and stuff. They still have to be more clever. And it was the same thing with movies then. They had to be smart about it.
Yes.
Dirty isn't adult. Smart is adult. And
Adult.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making fun of you for your pronunciation of the word adult.
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 Adult. That's how I say
You keep
adult.
saying adult.
That's how I say the word.
Oh my god. I found a new reason to make fun of Steven. This is a wonderful day.
Well,
Okay.
It's not a huge deal, I know, but I keep hearing
At least I
adult.
don't
I'm hearing adult too.
Okay.
I say the word adult.
If you folks are hearing the word adult, please leave it in the comments.
I hate when people
Make
pronounce...
fun of them as much
I
as you
hate-
can
Yeah,
for
just we need like 100 comments, even if there's only 5 people who watch this.
it. ADELT, adult.
Just
Go.
100 times.
I hate when people pronounce the word mature, mature. That drives me up the wall. I hate that.
If they replaced the T with an N, it would be shit.
Yeah.
It is mature. It is a ch.
It's just...
It's American English.
Anyway.
How
do you make over there?
Sprinkler?
That or a typesetter from the 30s.
Ding!
Yes.
Yes.
So, as you can guess, the mobsters run after... By the way, there's another subplot with a rich or horny old guy who's trying to get with Jack Lemmon's character while he's a woman.
My.
Joey, what was his last name?
Joey Brown.
Joey Brown.
Yeah.
I actually had it right.
He's got this really weird face.
That's one way of
The
putting it.
guy with the face.
His face looks a bit like a scrunched up foot.
He smiles. He's like,
Hold on. I don't think I can do my cheeks as like high.
nobody can do that.
Yeah, it's like his. The edges of
Is
his
there a
lips
picture
go
on
up
this?
to
No,
here,
there's not.
like right under his eye.
That
It is.
It's like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Practically everyone in this movie is like a cartoon character. All the gangsters. Like, one of the first things that Zach said when we were watching this movie is
Big
this one
his nose.
gangster is like, his nose is this wide. He's like Elmer Fudd.
It's like someone put a sledgehammer through his face and then.
Well, he could have been a real gangster like 20 years before this was made.
And he had an amazing voice.
He did.
It was so deep.
Yeah, it was like the dude's sinuses were so big it just like made his entire voice resonate.
Yeah.
So his voice was like, I guess thunder would be a good way of putting it.
Like if you
Smooth thunder.
Like if you record a normal
Smooth
person's voice and then
thunder.
slow it down by like 40%, that's what it sounded like.
Smooth thunder.
It was like
Striking on
smooth
thunder with
thunder.
lightning fast reflexes. I just started listening to Gorillaz again. So. But yeah, and so eventually what happens is they're running from the mobsters.
Monsters.
Well, they are that too.
Monster mobsters.
Yes, we get several shooting scenes.
Yeah, there's lots of death in this movie.
Yeah. Well, then again, it was a comedy in the 50s.
Yeah.
Cold War era comedy. People still get shot.
Was this Cold War by then?
Yes.
1959?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
From what, 40?
It's like pretty much
Three?
from the... No, not 43.
I didn't think it was that long.
II. Pretty much from the end of...
Oh, speaking of World War II,
II.
Stalag 17
Oh,
is
yes,
on our
what?
list too. Have you seen that one?
Which one?
Stalag 17.
Yes.
Directed by the same guy.
Yeah. Good movie.
So yeah, and so Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis run off together, and Jack Lemmon and Joey Brown are riding away in the speedboat, and we get probably the
greatest
best ending line
Ever.
of a movie.
I was like, why can't you marry me, honey?
I'm not a natural blonde.
Oh, that's fine.
I smoke. I smoke all the time.
No problem.
I could never have children.
We can adopt some.
Oh, all right. I'm a man.
Nobody's perfect.
The end. It's just yes.
And of course, the look on
As it's fading out.
is like the look on Jack Lemmon's face is one of
It's like-
sheer dread, and it's so amazing. It's like, I've never seen a look that perfect on an actor's face for the line that preceded it.
Oh my god. So we made it all the way through the plot. I feel very happy with myself. Of course,
That is pretty
this is a
good.
movie I've seen a lot, so
It's also an older movie, so the plot is
the plot is simple.
the plot is simple and doesn't have very many holes in it, which is
No, this movie has like no holes in it.
Mm.
Mm.
I
If
mean,
I really
if you
tried to
can,
examine
if
it, I
you
probably
can
would-
buy that, they
the
could
only-
actually get away with that.
The only thing I find weird is just the coincidence that of the
Well, they
lineup
were
of
coming. They were
of
coming there anyway, though.
the lineup of when the band going to Florida and the gangsters meeting there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's the
there's
only-
several,
That's the only.
astronauts, I suppose, but apart
I
from being contrived,
guess-
it's a movie plot, so
Yeah.
things are going to be contrived to meet the
Yeah.
thing you want.
Yeah.
It's still better than The Dark Knight. So.
Oh yeah. In terms of plot solidity, absolutely.
yeah.
Actually, in terms of a lot of things.
So yeah, we've talked about the acting. We've talked about the writing. The music is great. I love the soundtrack. It's jazz era, So if you enjoy that, you'll love this.
Roaring 20s.
This movie has a song in it that gave birth to Betty Boop.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Also sung by Marilyn Monroe, of course. In her
In her glory. In her braless glory. It's like, seriously, this entire movie, that was one of the most distracting things. It's boobs. And you're talking about, 50s, 60s, really,
boobs were in.
a period where boobs were actually
Jane
in.
Mansfield.
Yeah. I mean, boobs are still in, but not as...
Now it's butts. Everything is butts.
It's all about the booty,
Listen
baby.
to the radio. It's just butts.
Really?
Yeah. Anaconda.
Okay.
All about that bass. That Taylor Swift song.
That Taylor Swift song. I'm not even gonna
I don't
say
really
this
listen
name.
to the songs. I just watch Todd in the Shadows, and so
To be fair, modern music ain't my thing.
mine either.
Well,
Nor-
I should say modern popular music.
Yeah.
Most popular music isn't my thing.
Unless it's Gorillas, but they don't really even play anymore.
They
So
really- well, they were
They-
popular, but they weren't
They-
pop. They weren't that genre.
No,
Yeah.
They're. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
they're
they're as
called.
mainstream as alternative
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can get, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, they... When you're talking about rap rock, I'm not even really sure what the genre would be called other than, rap rock.
Yeah,
I think they're
electronica,
electronic
chill.
or progressive
Yeah.
rock.
Experimental. No, not
Experimental or progressive.
Yeah.
They invented a genre.
Yeah, it's like the Gorillas are a
Gorillas
genre
are
to
their own.
themselves.
Yeah.
And usually when a band is a genre to itself, they get called progressive. And fit with whatever primary genre sort of suits them.
Yeah.
So I guess you call them progressive hip hop. It's like I like the Grillers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
did have
only
an
thing I
album
can
out a
think
few
of
years
that
ago.
that's like mainstream pop. I mean, I like a little bit of Lady Gaga, but she is a good singer.
Yeah, she is a good singer. I mean, a lot of
I mean, I
folks
don't, you know.
a lot of popular musicians are good singers. The problem is that what they're singing is terrible. Or,
She's
you know,
got
the
like
same
2 or 3
four
good
chords.
songs.
Even
4-chord pop song.
Yeah.
But you know,
at least that hasn't infiltrated.
I can
heavy
listen
metal
to it
very
every
much.
now and then.
Jazz is nice. Blues is nice. Bluegrass is nice. I mean, I'm not a country person. Yeah, it's like I love bluegrass. It's like if you,
listen to my story about a man named Ed.
when a person asks me what my favorite musical ever is, I say, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" That movie is bluegrass.
Yes.
My favorite musical.
That is good.
The Wall.
Yeah,
Does that count?
Well, then you're thinking progressive rock.
Yeah.
That's more rock aria?
It was a rock opera.
Rock
Yeah,
opera.
rock
You mean, but
Yeah.
it's still progressive rock. And
I mean, I like really, really old musicals like Swing Time.
well, yeah, but you know, okay, when you're talking about older musicals,
I also
you've got,
enjoy that movie for its insane contrivance.
yeah.
That's so bad it's good.
But you have, when you talk about musicals, you've got a
Singing in the Rain.
huge variety.
I love
Was
it.
that in that? That was in that movie.
What, Singing in the Rain?
You know, whatever.
Oh,
The last movie I remember Singing in the Rain being in was A Clockwork Orange, and that's not a musical.
Singing in the Rain. Yeah.
It's like,
No, the
That's
actual movie Singing in the Rain.
Oh,
Gene
yeah.
Kelly.
okay, yeah. I feel stupid. Anyway,
It's famous. Don't worry.
yeah, it's like every once in a while I have moments. Well, it's like when you talk about super famous musicals, you got stuff like The King and I, you've got West Side Story, you've got Rent. When they're talking about modern stuff,
I hate that movie.
I hate Rent too.
I
I hate Chicago.
Could have been good.
It's like I don't like Rent. I don't like Chicago. Chicago's not terrible, but I don't really like it.
I do like the music.
Yeah. It's like the music was.
I'm glad I watched it. I don't have to watch it again.
To be
That's
fair,
where I put
the
it.
music was good. So if the entire point of the movie to you is strictly the
Yeah.
music,
I
Chicago's
feel
fine.
like
but
that
the
movie,
story's terrible.
that movie and Rocky Horror Picture Show, I put in the same category where if I saw it on stage, I'd enjoy it more.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
As a movie, it's less impressive.
Oh, The Producers.
That is a good one.
Producers.
That's an incredible musical.
Willy Wonka also is a
Willy
favorite.
Specifically Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right,
That really
exactly.
wasn't that much of a musical. I mean, you still have the Oompa Loompa songs, but
Yeah.
you didn't have, Gene Wilder being awesome.
You didn't have everything
Gene
being
Wilder.
awesome.
Because Gene Wilder was in it. Seriously. Nothing is better than Gene Wilder in a movie that's designed to scar children.
Yes.
Actually, that movie was designed to sell oatmeal pies.
That's true. It was. However,
No, seriously.
it's still
Also, did you know that the guy who wrote the screenplay to the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang wrote the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Roald Dahl.
Old doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And the guy who produced Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the guy who also produced the James Bond movies.
Anyway, we have gone beyond our description of
So do we
stuff
have
like
anything else to say about this movie? I think I've pretty
My-
much said all I can think about.
Yeah, my opinion of the whole gender
So,
swaps.
You liked it, but
I
it
mean,
wasn't like your number one favorite thing.
No,
But are you glad you watched it?
It was good to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the awkward. It's that awkward embarrassment comedy that just makes me cringe. It's. I don't know why. I just don't like it. But it is a good movie.
I don't like that if it's not done really well.
Yeah. But I mean, this
Like
it was
there's
good
some-
for it, but I still had those cringy moments.
I have a thing about Laurel and Hardy. Like, I think their stuff is good, but sometimes their stuff is just so playing off that kind of too funny for words awkwardness that it just gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
I love it for the fast dialogue and stuff. So I think we're done. Go watch this movie. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's like, if you can find a copy of it and watch it, do it.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's not on Netflix. I had to get this from the library, but
You know, those public places that have books.
that are free.
The pre-internet internet.
Yeah, the pre-internet. If you get the chance to go to a pre-internet, see if you can find something like it might be in the quote-unquote adult film section. Which, the fact that public libraries have adult film sections is kind of funny. You will never find porn there, except in book.
There's a joke on The Simpsons that's really funny, where it's like it's a church and it says book sale today, and underneath it says yes, we have porn. It's funny. I know you don't like The Simpsons,
I'm not a
but
big
I
fan.
like that joke.
I think the same things about The Simpsons that its creator does.
I don't care anymore.
A show is a terrible show, but it has very good voice acting, so people like it.
It was good for the first, 8 years or so.
Yeah,
It
it has its moments.
It was decent longer than Family Guy.
No, Family Guy was decent for maybe a year.
2 seasons.
I'd say first couple seasons.
2 seasons.
American Dad seems to be pretty consistent.
American Dad is the consistently best show out of all the ones we just listed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Even more than The Simpsons.
Even more
No.
than South Park as well.
Oh, yeah. South Park's never been good. South Park's just been really
It's there to piss people off.
Yeah, it exists to offend people, and in
It
that
has-
respect,
To me, it
does a
has
good
its
job.
moments. To me, it has its moments.
I also like the creator.
It's anti-entertainment.
Yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
Yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are geniuses.
We need to do
Yes.
Orgasmo.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that
Warning:
one.
man ass everywhere.
but it's
Dude, I've
funny.
seen clown porn. I think. I'm kidding. I haven't seen clown porn, but I know it exists.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
of course it exists. Rule 34.
It
No,
exists, there is porn, but
yes.
I'm kidding.
and
But
35. If it doesn't yet, it can be.
Rule 35.
Yeah.
your reaction to that was great.
Yeah, you just like went stone faced. You went more stone faced than Kristen Stewart. Except your mouth wasn't gaping. Yeah, it's like you weren't on.
I can't even do it. It's like a constant frown.
It's either a constant frown or constantly waiting for someone's dick in your mouth. That was incredibly mean. I'm sorry, Kristen Stewart, if you ever see this video.
I'm sure you're a
Which
nice
is
person.
highly
I'm sure you're a nice
doubtful, but-
person, but, you know.
No, don't be sorry. It's highly doubtful.
Sorry,
she'll
not
see this.
sorry.
I am so sorry. I'm not usually that mean to people.
Unless it's me
Except
for
him.
saying adult.
Well,
Yes.
that's not mean.
That was
I didn't
mean.
say that I was going to put my dick in your mouth because you said adult. I'm just making it. Exactly. You say adult.
He's adulting his penis to you right
Yeah,
now.
I was like, see, it's mean for me to make fun of your mispronunciation, but not mean for me to say, that Kristen Stewart's acting face
Okay,
is waiting for
I
the
come
dick in
from
her mouth.
a family that pronounces words weird. My dad says the word pianist.
Okay, the thing is, that's a legitimate pronunciation of the word pianist.
But it's still weird.
It's
Because
weird,
nobody says that.
but adult is never going to be a legitimate pronunciation of A-D-U-L-T.
No.
It is because I say it.
No, you're not an English major. You're not allowed to do that.
I am my own god.
I reject your reality and substitute
I
my
am my
own.
own god.
Okay,
Well-
that just means you're an arrogant douche.
Whatever.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't.
Some gods are arrogant douches. This Satanist is one of them.
Hail Satan!
No, because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how Satanism works.
No.
No, Satanism.
That's
Anyway.
but
Well, there is theistic Satanism, but
okay, theistic
you're talking
Satanism
about-
is basically
you're talking about modern Satanism. That's not.
Oh, I know that. I'm
Oh,
listening.
okay.
I was listening to him. I'm not being confused. I'm
Oh,
trying
okay.
to listen.
yeah, theistic Satanism is just demonism, where you're attempting to emulate
Marilyn
Jesus.
Monroe's tits.
Marilyn Monroe's tits. They are.
We're trying to come full circle
No.
to say
We're going to come full circle right into Marilyn's tits, which is the worst innuendo I have ever made on camera.
Don't do it again, please. Make bad innuendos.
No,
Yeah.
only make good ones.
Yes. Jizz on your face. I can't remember what I was going to say something, and I lost it Yahtzeeing on them. So, are we going to end this on a
I
positive
guess
word,
that's
or are we going to end
it.
with jizz on your faces?
Okay, see you
You're
later.
a little late. I already said Yahtzeeing.
Okay, bye bye.
Marilyn Monroe's
Later, folks.
tits.
Marilyn Monroe's tits.